Hi, this is Charles Hoskinson broadcasting live from warm, sunny Colorado. Always warm, always sunny, sometimes Colorado. Today is January 22nd, 2026. It's hard to believe January is almost over. It's been a very fast month and a very fast year, and we're getting a lot done, having a lot of fun, really enjoying the year. And, it's been nice to be off Twitter for 22 days. It's nice to really just focus on first principles. So I'm getting on a plane tomorrow, flying over to Japan, flying commercial, solidarity with everyone else. And we're going to arrive and we're going to go on the Japan tour. And the Japan tour is going to be in the following places. So I just want to show you guys real quickly. We have Sapporo, Osaka, Fukuoka, Naha, and Tokyo. So we're going to be going all the way from Hokkaido all the way down to Okinawa, the entire Japanese archipelago. And we're going to be talking about midnight. And we're going to be talking about all the cool things in midnight. What is midnight about? Why does midnight exist? Get people very excited about the future of midnight. And it's going to be about 2 weeks of travel and fun and excitement. And it's just so cool that I'm going to be able to share all of this with the Japanese community. As many of you know, Japan is why Cardano exists. There would be no Cardano if there was no Charles, and there would be no Cardano if there was no Japan. I went to Japan in 2015, and with our partners from Emergo, amongst others, we were able to go about all of Japan and convince them that Cardano needs to exist. So they put up the money, we built it, and the Japanese community still is the largest and strongest Cardano community in the entire world, with more than half the supply there. So we have to go and say, well, what is midnight? We have to go and say, well, where is Cardano at? It's kind of an update. And then what's the relationship between midnight and Cardano? And really get into some of the details of what are the types of things you can build and how can you build those things, and how do we bring different industries in, whether it be intellectual property or it be fintech or even the vice industries. How do these things get into the midnight ecosystem, and how do they benefit the Cardano ecosystem? What's going to be happening is about middle part of this year, I'm going to aggressively push for the top 15 Cardano dApps to go through a retrofit overhaul and get some additional resources. So when you look at the Pentad right now, we're delivering, and we have some great announcements very soon about the commercially critical integrations. I think people are going to be very happy about those. I just can't say them until it's ink on paper and we've gotten the final negotiations done and we get the thumbs up from the counterparty to say it. But we're getting very close to settling a lot of long-standing and old things. So there's a natural question of, well, where do we take the Pentad structure next? My view, the best place to take it is to focus on the DeFi ecosystem and the Cardano dApp ecosystem and ask the question, how do we make those Cardano dApps more competitive? How do we 10x their MAU, their TVL, and their transactions, get them listed on major exchanges, and get them where they need to go? So my view is midnight is going to be an indispensable component in that, because it's not good enough just to make them better, faster, and cheaper. The dApps have to offer new things. And being able to combine Cardano technology and midnight technology together, what that means is that we can actually offer privacy to the masses, to Solana, to Ethereum, to Bitcoin, and other places. And my hypothesis is this is going to bring a lot of transactions, a lot of value, and a lot of users in, especially given that these dApps can now upgrade into the new commercially critical infrastructure, the new bridges, the new stable coins, the new oracles. So that's another thing we're going to be talking about with the Japanese community is the executive function. Where are we going and how are we going to get there this year, about how we're going to supercharge the Cardano ecosystem, because the base infrastructure is really, really working well. We got Laos on the way. Hydra is already looking good with things like Delta DeFi and Sam's vending machine. We're really starting to see the fruits of our labors materialize, but we're not quite where we need to be yet. Just because we have great roads doesn't mean anybody's going to drive on that roads. They have to have a reason to go down the road, and that's got to be a dApp and DeFi ecosystem, and we got to take those guys to the next level. So the reason Midnight exists is to bring privacy to the world, and the first wave of applications that I think are best positioned to take advantage of that are Midnight's closest neighbor, Cardano. So in addition to introducing Midnight and the things we want to do with chain abstraction, and the things we want to do with intents, and the things we want to do with wallet abstraction, and the things we want to do with smart compliance, as well as the unification of all privacy enhancing technologies into a wonderful stack, we're also going to talk about the future of Cardano, and we're going to talk about the future of Midnight Cardano. So if you want to register, go ahead. And if you happen to be in Japan and want to see me in person, let me go ahead and put a link. This is the link. So I'd love to see you. And as I said, there's a collection of different cities. So, if you're up north, we'll be in Sapporo. Down south, on the western side, be Osaka, and we got Fukuoka and Naha, and we'll end her up in Tokyo. And then shortly after Tokyo, I'm going to head over to Hong Kong, and we'll be there for Consensus. And I'll be keynoting along with a lot of cool people. And we have some cool announcements for Midnight, along with some big, big partners that we're real excited to say are part of the launch of mainnet. So I invite all of you, if you happen to be in the area, to come on down. Anybody in the Japanese community will be there. We already have a lot of VIP dinners we've set up from some OGs who've been around since 2015, and we're going to get them very excited about Midnight, and hopefully we can get them participating. And there's also a lot of Japanese companies that I would love to bring into the Midnight orbit. Midnight is one of the best platforms for intellectual property. It's one of the best platforms for GameFi. It's one of the best platforms for games in general. And it's one of the best platforms, if not the best platform for finance. So being able to take things from Cardano into Midnight, or from legacy finance into Midnight, or Ethereum into Midnight, this is really exciting to me. And I'm really excited I get to work with everybody and try to solve everybody's problems. So it's going to be cool to talk to some Japanese companies while we're there. It's going to be cool to talk to the old Japanese community. I haven't been to Sapporo since 2015. So it's going to be real cool to be up there and have some fun with everybody. And, it's going to be fun to go down to Okinawa. It's a long trip. Japan's a big place, and it's got a big heart. But Japan is the most critical component to the Cardano ecosystem, and it has been and will continue to be so. And so Midnight's success is definitely connected to their belief and to our growth in that part of the ecosystem. And I think we'll be able to get that over the line and get people very excited about it. So I'll be there. And this is one of the last major trips I'm going to take of the year. I'm right now in kind of builder mode. I've been writing like crazy, writing code like crazy, writing documents like crazy. I don't really want to travel right now. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to be very selective with my time. And I said the most important thing of the year is to go to Japan and welcome them to Midnight. And the second most important thing is that we got to get the Midnight mainnet out on time. And we got to get those launch partners turned on time with a wonderful experience, and make sure that we have high use and utility of the network. And then we got to get the Cardano applications to upgrade to have this capability as well, so that they can go get millions of new customers and bring those customers from Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana and other spaces. And we can get the TVL up, transaction volume up, and MAUs up on Cardano. So we're working real hard on this. We're pushing real hard on this, and it's good that we have so many good friends. I'd like to thank all the ambassadors in the Japanese community. I'd like to thank all the Cardano community members that helped us put this together. This was done on very short notice, and I said, you know what, we got to get her done, and we were able to get it done on this side of Consensus Hong Kong. A lot of people wanted to do it in April. I said, no way, no how. We got to do it in January. That's the time to do it. So I'll be there for 2 weeks. A lot of fun. Had a gout attack like literally just a few days ago. So I'm walking with a cane right now. But, I think I'll be okay within a few days. Regardless, I don't care how hard it is. We'll power on through. So thank you all for listening. And I'll see you guys in Japan, and I'll see you guys in Hong Kong. Cheers.